Welcome one and all to the VIU Gymnasium here in Nanaimo, British Columbia for a heavyweight bout between the 6-2 VIU Mariners, ranked 12th in the country, and the 5-1 Capilano Blues from North Vancouver. As always, good evening, everybody. I'm Caleb Green, and look at that, we got new graphics. Cool, right? It was quite the struggle getting these things to work 2 weeks ago against Langara. In the interim, the Mariners have picked up 3 wins and a loss to go with the 3-1 record they had going into that week. They're now 6-2, going into a game against the best defense in the PACWEST, among the best in the country, in Chris Weimer and the Capilano Blues. They certainly know how to make an entrance. Lots of familiar faces in the starting lineup for the Mariners. Sarah Cook making her first start of the season. She joins Key Holweg, standing ready for the opening tip against Maddie Coffin, fifth-year forward out of North Vancouver. VIU dressed in white. Capilano dressed in their signature dark blue. The colors will be reversed tomorrow. Capilano in white, VIU in their home black. Lots of storylines going into tonight. Capilano, the best defense in the PACWEST, allowing only 51.3 points per game. VIU, similarly strong, only allowing 3 more points per contest. The difference is in offense. Capilano averaging 89 points per game. VIU averaging just under 66, and we are underway from Nanaimo. Lauren Tomlinson gets it into the corner, fed inside, and Izlova tries to hold on to it, thrown out of bounds. And a turnover. Just 10 seconds in, the Mariners will get their first possession. Here comes Cox. Fifth-year guard, handoff to Sammy Shields. Over to Trista Thorne. Very guard-heavy lineup for the Mariners. Here's Key Holweg back up top. Thorne, straightaway three. Off back iron. Rebound Holweg. Cox coming down the line, back pedals. Holweg, straightaway Shields. Watched by Tomlinson. Shot clock at 5. Dish back up. Holweg pumps on the 3. Into the mid-range. Off the board. And fighting for it is Mia Parkin. Nearly taken away. Comes over to Sheeman. Nizlova goes up and over. Fighting for the rebound is Trista Thorne. She had 27 points in a game against Langara earlier this season. Cox, straightaway 3. Off the iron. Holweg and Cook collide. The Blues come away with it. Here's Tomlinson. Parkin gets the handoff. No shot again. Sheeman off the board. Rebound Thorne. Sarah Cook, the O'Connor Washington native, wide open underneath. Mackenzie Cox tried to get it up. Holweg fighting for the rebound. Capilano will get possession. As a sea of bodies collides beneath the basket. Mia Parkin ready for the inbound. The reigning PACWEST Rookie of the Year. She leads the Blues in assists, blocks, and steals. Lauren Tomlinson just across center. She gets it over to Parkin. The switch from Cox. Double teamed. Out of the corner, Coffin. No good. Out of the scramble, it comes away. And Sheeman can't get it. Cox gets the rebound. Scoring hard to come by, almost 2 minutes into the quarter. Thorne swings it inside underneath. It's Shields! And there are the first points. Here comes Parkin across the timeline. Sends it to Tomlinson. Just outside. Here comes Parkin into the mid-range. Parkin kicks it back out. Up and over off the glass. No good. Holweg gets the rebound after the shot from Sheeman. Thorne top of the arc. She finds Holweg. Holweg trying to go up and underneath. Key Holweg. Mariners making magic happen. Taking it to the top defensive team. Rebound Shields. Mariners applying a lot of pressure. Here's Cox. Thinks about a 3. Gets it over to Holweg. Top of the arc. Back over to Cox. The screen from Holweg. Cox. Looks like she got fouled. Mariners will retain possession at the very least. Jade DeFondemere checking in for the Blues. Kaya Simpson, the same for VIU. She hands it off. Mackenzie Cox! What a start for the Mariners! Barkin gets it over. Nizlova going up, no good. Rebound Simpson. Here comes Thorne. Pull-up jumper. Swirls the iron. Tipped. Comes out to Simpson. Almost from the corner. And she swirls it in! Kaya Simpson! Tomlinson, top of the arc. Loose defense from Thorne. Got underneath Parkin, back over. Tomlinson, three. Off back iron. Second chance from Fondemere. Fondemere swings it all the way over. Nearly tipped by Shields. Here comes Nizlova out of the corner. Back over, Thompson, blocks! Good block from Trista Thorne. Pitch back, Shields, three. Got it! No good! My eyes deceive me. Shields again looking for redemption. She can't get it. Diving for it. A mad scramble just beneath the basket. Fondemere gets it back to Tomlinson. Here's Parkin directing traffic. Fondemere in motion to the far corner. Fed underneath. Here comes Maddie Coffin. Trying to go up and over. Rebound Shields. Blues still yet to score a point as we approach the halfway mark of the first quarter. Mariners lead 8-0. Here's Thorne. Simpson. Step back jumper. No good. Rebound Fondemere. Three from Coffin. Swish! A clean three from Maddie Coffin. Might have taken a bit, but the Blues are on the board. Here's Thorne. Simpson trying to set a screen. Step back, shot Thorne. No good, she gets her own rebound! Mariners off to a hot start so far. Here's Parkin. Top of the arc, Tomlinson. And off Coffin, another three. Off the rim, corralled by Simpson. She gets it out, taken away, Tomlinson. Back over to Nizlova. Here comes a streaking Maddie Coffin. She gets tied up. Off bodies just beneath the basket. Plenty of subs preparing to check in for the Mariners. Quite the eventful season they've had. Tied for first in the conference with the Douglas Royals at 6-2. The two of them split just the week before. Maddie Coffin at the line. What a career she's had up to this point. Strong board presence for the Blues. She recorded 17 rebounds during a game against the Camosun Chargers in 2024. Aja Kumar checks in. Leading scorer among VIU's many rookies this year. Almost half the roster, if I remember correctly. Players in their first year. 9 players in their first season with the Mariners. Bentley, three off the iron. Rebound by DeFondemere. She gets it over to Parkin. Parkin over to Tomlinson. That inside Nizlova, no good. Rebound Bentley. Here come the Mariners again. Cox and off Sprott. Sprott works her way to the top. Back to Bentley, top. Screen from Neufeld. Neufeld, three, no good. Parkin gets the rebound. Over to Tomlinson again. Coffin coming out of the near side. She tries to put it up. Tip, gets her own rebound. All the way back out, Tomlinson. Lots of room to operate for the Blues. Shot clock at 7. Nizlova, three. Off back iron. Rebound Bentley. She gets it over to Cox. Mariners flexing their muscles so far in the first quarter. They've built themselves up a sizable lead. Mia Parkin grabbing another rebound. Parkin again makes a nice move to get past Cox. Out of the corner to Fondamir, swish! Bentley the handoff, top of the arc, Kumar. Under 2.5 to go in the first quarter. Mariners lead by 2. Asia Kumar driving to the basket and one! Asia Kumar! Can I get a two-piece and a biscuit? Can't get the third points. Cassiel Penalosa well out of bounds. Mariners will take over, ahead by 4. Here's Shields from the scores table, puts on the brakes. And off to Bentley, over to Sprott. Emily Sprott trying to get it. Taken away by Coffin. Penalosa swings it over. Hothi, a shot, and she banks it in. The former Langara Falcon making things happen. Kumar the handoff. Gets it to Shields. Another foul against the Blues. Here comes Shields. Sprott has time. Shot clock at 11. Here comes Kumar out of the far corner. Trying to go underhand. She can't get it. Manson gets the rebound as Kumar looks to be in some discomfort. Maddie Coffin back at the line for the Blues. She's accounted for most of their points this quarter. Here comes Penalosa. She's got one foul already. Tegan Manson out of the corner. Coffin swings it over to Parkin. Mia Parkin trying to find a lane. Poked out. Mariners quick to defend. Comes all the way back out to Hothi. Shot clock at 2. Blues have to hurry. Tegan Manson up and over. Mariners get it back on a shot clock violation by the Capilano Blues. Shields facing pressure. And off to Kumar. Over to Bentley. Into the mid-range, Allison Bentley. Fouled on her way to the basket. She'll get 2 servings from the charity stripe. .8 to go in the first quarter. As she misses the first shot, she set a career high in steals per game last season as she gets the second. Here comes Penalosa, full head of steam down the near side. Cassiel Penalosa feeds underneath. Coffin off the glass. comes Cox. Bounce it inside to Shields. Sammy Shields, high arcing shot off the wrong side of the backboard. Sammy Shields trying to restore the lead for the Mariners as Emily Sprott checks back in place of Allison Bentley. Sammy Shields, the only player on the Mariners with prior NCAA experience, one of the only ones in the PACWEST. She spent 2 seasons with the San Jose State Spartans, 2 more with the Calgary Dinos before transferring to VIU. Shot clock running down, as is the game clock. Penalosa tries to throw it. Good grab there from Manson. Feeds it over. Penalosa trying to get it back inside. Maddie Coffin! Mariners trying to beat the buzzer. Shot clock is dark. Shields, pull up 3, high arcing shot. No good. All even after 1, 15 apiece. Both teams will take a minute to regroup. We'll be right back after a bit. And the stats are broken. We'll try to get those fixed in 2 weeks. You're watching VIU Mariners basketball on PACWEST TV. Second quarter about to begin here in Nanaimo. Sammy Shields preparing for the inbounds. She finds Cox. Shields over to Holweg. Failed handoff to Cook. Here's Cox from the corner. Back over Holweg. Shot clock at 6. Holweg walks the tightrope and picks up 2. Key Holweg, and is taken away by Cox. Here come the Mariners again. The immediate counter. Cox trying to go off the glass. No good. Tipped out. Both teams battling for it. Coffin comes away with it. Possession back. Off the jump ball. It'll go to the Blues. Varchinizlova off the inbound. She spent time with Team Czechia in the offseason. One of the brightest young talents in the PACWEST, and one that Blues fans will cherish for many years to come. Cook. And off to Shields, trying to find room for a 3. She finds room. Can't find 3 points as Nizlova gets the rebound. Fed underneath, wide open, Lucia Lopez. Here's Cook. And is looking for a quick response. Sent to Cox, just barely didn't go out of bounds. Back over to Cook. Holweg, rather. Over to Cook in the corner. Shot clock at 3. Here comes Holweg. Down the line again. Puts it up and in! Coffin corrals it. Comes over to Nizlova. Back over to Coffin in the corner. Up and over. Rebound Shields. Then Cook able to corral it. She can't get it. Rebound. Holweg trying to finish the job. And she goes down. Another inbound coming for the Mariners. It has been a battle so far through the first quarter and change. Cook, top of the arc, fed underneath. Mackenzie Cox kicks it back out. Thorne back into the mid-range. Her runner took a little bit, but it goes down. Trista Thorne. Another 2 for number 2. Here come the Blues again. Out of the corner, no good. Rebound Shields. Thorne trying to get it. A superhuman grab. Cox sent to the corner. Shields 3. No good. Rebound Nizlova. Here's Tomlinson. Oh, now Manson. Finds Coffin. Shot clock at 10. She tries to go up. Cox gets the rebound. Not a good quarter for the Blues so far as Trista Thorne makes them pay. Lucia Lopez has it taken away. Here's Shields. Sammy Shields all alone, and it's blocked. Good defense from Barcha Nizlova. We got the makings of a classic here in the Harbor City. Chris Weimer will call his first timeout. Just a reminder that we've got our men's match coming up in just 2 hours. So if you're still in the mood for more PACWEST basketball, fear not. We'd also like to take this time to acknowledge the 50 people in the chat on our live stream. We're thankful of you wherever you may be watching, on YouTube, on PACWEST TV, Sports Canada TV, Rogers TV in a few weeks when they come up for the annual Island rivalry between VIU and the Camosun Chargers. Cox looking for the inbound. She finds Trista Thorne. Back inside, Cox nearly had it poked away by Parkin. Here comes Holweg, open over. Pushed out of bounds. Last to touch it was Sarah Cook. Blues trying to get something going. Heading into halftime. Here comes Nizlova. Almost got past everybody. Thorne has to slow down for it. Inbound coming for the Mariners. And Chris Weimer is appropriately not happy. Capilano's league best defense being brought to heel so far. Here's Holweg. Just inside the three-point line, over to Cook. Fakes the three. Shot clock at 8. Back inside. Holweg bobbles it. Holweg can't get it. She gets her own rebound. Kicks it out. Trista Thorne. Long shot. No good. Rebound by Parkin. Hansen over to Tomlinson. Tomlinson off the handoff. Kick back out. Tomlinson pumps on the three. Back over to Nizlova. Put inside Lopez. Shot clock at 6. Blues have to hurry. Nizlova, long three. Got it! Barksha Nizlova. Back to a three-point game. Thorne gets the handoff from Cox. Here's Thorne again on the near side. Trying to find room. Holweg in the mid-range. Gets fouled on her way. Key Holweg heading to the line. Fourth-year wing out of Richmond. She recorded a 13 points, 10 rebound double-double against the defending national champion CBC Bearcats earlier this season. She was primarily a soccer player in her youth. As she goes 2 for 2 from the line, she still keeps a bit of soccer in her life. Quite the close relationship with VIU backliner Connor Nelson. Here comes Tomlinson. Parkin. Lots of good cuts from Capilano. Long shot, no good. Tipped up. Fighting for the rebound is Cox. Under 5 to go. Mariners lead by 5. Cook. Up top to Cox. Cox drives. And she's taken down. Had a clear lane to the basket. But Mia Parkin says, nuh-uh. Tony Bryce will call his first timeout. Lots to be proud of if you're a fan of the team in white. Lots to be unhappy with if you're on the production side, because for some reason these stats still don't work. Very bold decision by Tony Bryce to call a timeout at this point in the game. I mean, they are refundable. You get a new set of 3 after each half. But usually this kind of situation, when you call a timeout, you're either trying to stop a rally or time's running out and you need to make back points. Diving forward is Rachel Labrador. Shot clock running down. Here comes Simpson. Blows past everybody! Here comes Parkin. Zigzagging into the offensive zone for Capilano. Here comes Coffin. Around the horn. Out of the corner comes Parkin. Swings it over. Nizlova gets to the corner for DeFondemier. Back over to Nizlova. Sidestep. Long shot. Off the board. Rebound by Simpson. Here's Cook. Into the mid-range. The screen from Cox. Back over Labrador. Fed inside to Simpson. Pumps once. She finds Thorne. Shot clock at 7. Trista Thorne, one-legged shot. Off the board. Parkin gets the rebound. Sent to Nizlova. Nizlova. Looked like she was going dancing as she made her way to the basket. Foul against Sarah Cook. 3:45 to go in the half. 7-point lead for VIU as Barchanizlova tries to chip into it. What a journey Barchanizlova's had to the Capilano Blues. She spent her childhood in Czechia, played high school hoops at Aquinas High School in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Here's Thorne on the inside. Mariners have really liked their bank shots so far. Here comes Coffin. Sent out, Nizlova, top of the arc, Tomlinson. Deafening defense chances. Parkin blows a tire. She looks to be okay as Sammy Shields checks in place of the birthday girl, Rachel Labrador. .319 to go as Asia Kumar comes in place of Trista Thorne. Mariners have been getting a lot of good contributions from around the lineup as of late. Here's Shields, step back three. Off back iron, Tomlinson gets the loose board. She feeds it to Fondemire. Back over to Tomlinson. Mia Parkin, double teamed, out of bounds. It remains Capilano ball. Under 3 to go. Mariners lead 27-21. If one inbound wasn't good enough, here comes another. Matt Carter, as good as they come on the mic. Nizlova over to Tomlinson, thinks about a three. Lauren Tomlinson, as the Red Sea parts, off the side of the backboard. Paul George, you can rest easy. I know making fun of Paul George is kind of the easy thing to do in the modern basketball world. But even I have to admit, you can't beat the magic of way off P. Simpson over to Cox on the inside. Good defense from Nizlova. Kicked out. Thorne three. Swirls the iron. Tipped up. Simpson battling for the rebound. Instead, it's Tomlinson. Nearing the 2-minute warning of the first half. Mariners lead by 6. Big collision there. Remains Capilano ball for the time being. Another inbound coming for Mia Parkin. The pride and joy of Adelaide, Australia. She gets Nizlova. The two international stars having some success for the Blues as Cox takes it away. Cox feeds it over and taken right back. Well, how do you do from Elena Sheeman? Here's Tomlinson with it again. Good defense from Kumar. Here's Parkin, fed back over. Coffin, three. No good, it had the distance. Didn't quite have the angle. Another inbound coming for the Mariners. 1:44 to go. Still a 6-point lead for the ladies in white. Neufeld over the whole leg on the inside. Back to Neufeld. She tries to find a lane. Neufeld has it poked out of bounds. Last to touch it, I believe, was Nizlova. Another chance now for the Mariners. It'll be Weiss to get it to the hot hand as of late. Key Holweg! Here's Penalosa, swung all the way. Nizlova nearly lost the handle. She feeds it back inside. Maddie Coffin double teamed. Can't get it. Blues come away with the rebound. Here comes Coffin again. Maddie Coffin swirls it in. Blues won't go empty-handed. Kumar bobbles it. She tries to get past Penalosa. Neufeld thinks about a shot. Holweg gets it. Shot clock at 8. Here comes Neufeld. Shot clock at 5. Now 3. Neufeld! Off the board! On the board! Annabelle Neufeld. Under 30 seconds to go. Penalosa trying to find a lane. 6-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Blues would be wise to bleed as much time as they can. Nizlova, step back shot off the glass. Shot clock violation. It'll go back to the Mariners with 4.2 to go. Tony Bryce will call his last timeout of the half. It's the Capilano team you can never take lightly. Barchnizlova, Mia Parkin averaging a combined 23 points per game. Maddie Coffin, another 18.3 on top of that. This is a team that, as we've seen many times before, especially in recent years, you can never take lightly. These two teams met last year in the PACWEST semifinals. VIU won that matchup in North Vancouver, went on to win the PACWEST championship over the CBC Bearcats. The Blues would get consolation though, winning that year's PACWEST bronze in an upset victory over the 3-seeded Douglas Royals. Mariners have a hair under 7 seconds to go the full length of the court. Kumar lost the handle. Here come the Blues again. They try to get something going. Dished up, underneath, off the glass, no good! It'll be a narrow lead for the Mariners. First half in the books from Nanaimo. Mariners lead by 8 at the end of 2. We'll take a quick break. Let these kids take the court for some halftime entertainment. And we'll be right back after the half. You're watching VIU Mariners basketball on PACWEST TV. Welcome to the third quarter. It's been a low-scoring affair through the first 2 and change. Mariners lead the Blues 31-23. Long shot from Nizlova, no good. Shields gets the rebound. Here come the Blues again. Nizlova gets her own rebound. She lost the handle on it. Mariners will regain possession. Cox gets the inbound from Shields. The 2 veteran guards. Shields in her 4th year of eligibility. Cox her 5th. Krista Thorne tries to get it. She gets her own rebound, but not for long. Here comes Parkin. Parkin dished over to Coffin. Swung all the way over. Penalosa around the horn. Here comes Manson. Top of the arc, hand off Nizlova. She loses it and is taken away by Thorne. Here's Cox. Far elbow, opposite side to Cook. Oleg the screen. Back to Cox in the corner, up top, Cook. Shot clock at 8, she's gonna fire. Oh, Sarah Cook! First points of the quarter for VIU. Blues looking for a response. Coffin, 3, no good. Rebound Cox. As Penalosa gets pushed to the ground, Mariners head through center. Mackenzie Cox, a solo effort as she's fouled. Bentley coming back in. Mackenzie Cox preparing to shoot 2 free throws. She'll get a mulligan after the first free throw. Blues still had subs to make. As she banks in the first. She was named a PACWEST second team All-Star last season. Season in which she started all 22 games for the Mariners. Blues playing with fire now. Coffin gets it out. Parkin comes out the near side and is taken away by Cook. Cook, gentle pass to Cox. Top of the arc, Bentley fed back inside Holweg. Holweg, long shot, off iron. Rebound Parkin. Strong showing from the Mariners so far. But this is a Capilano team that knows how to hit the Jets on offense. As it's swatted out of bounds by Cox, the Blues will retain possession. Manson, top of the arc, long 3 from Penalosa. Cook gets the rebound just as the shot clock expires. Here comes Cox. And off Bentley. Takes the long shot, no good. Rebound Cook, second chance. No good, Parkin gets it this time. Here come the Blues again. Over to the corner, Manson. Got it from 3, Tegan Manson. All the way from Richmond Hill. Bentley. Over to Thorne. Kick back out. Cook, three. Got it! Sarah Cook, the immediate response. Here comes Coffin. Mariners wise to double team her, but they leave Parkin exposed, and she makes them pay, slithering to the basket for two. Here's Cook, another three. Oh! Let her cook! That's another three. Back and forth they go. You can't say we're starved of entertainment here in Nanaimo. Oleg trying to go up, battling for the rebound. Parkin takes it away. She's had her fair share of these. Manson, another shot, no good. Thorne gets the rebound. At the halfway point. Here's Cox, long shot, no good. Out of bounds, last to touch it was Holweg. Out of town scoreboard. The Douglas Royals leading the Camosun Chargers 30-22. CBC leading Okanagan 51-38. Manson, what a start to the half she's had. As she's heading to the line to pick up potentially two more. Fourth-year environmental science major. Out of Richmond Hill, Ontario. Missed most of last season, recovering from an injury. First on it is Lopez, as she commits a foul. Jay DeFondemier ready to inbound it. Neufeld, last line of defense. Tomlinson gets it up top. Manson to the corner. DeFondemier for three. It clanks off the rim. Thorne gets the loose change. Here come the Mariners across the tracks once again. Cox the handoff. Top of the arc, it's Bentley. Here comes Simpson. Shot clock at 11. Back out, here comes Cox all the way from the corner, and she is fouled. Diving beyond the baseline. And the fifth-year guard is heading to the charity stripe. Fails to convert either of them. Here come the Blues again. Full head of steam! And an offensive foul! Lucia Lopez can't believe it. Here comes Sprott. The screen from Thorne, hand off Bentley. Neufeld thinks about a three. She's going to get it over to Simpson. Kaya Simpson coming down the line. Neufeld able to get the loose change. Sprott, sidestep, shot clock at 6. Neufeld 3, off the rim. Here comes Parkin, chips it out. Thompson back over Fondemier, long shot, oh! Jade to Fondemier, don't count the Blues out just yet. Mariners have led by double digits multiple times. Only an 8-point lead for them now with just over 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Parkin's able to get the scary rebound, but she can't finish. Simpson gets the loose change. Sprott coming down the near side. Under 3 to go. Mariners still lead by 8. Trista Thorne on the far side, fed underneath, up and over. DeFondemier gets the rebound. Here come the Blues again, looking to cut into the deficit. It'll be an inbound for the Blues. Sammy Shields coming in for VIU. Tony Bryce animated on the bench. Here's Nizlova, top of the arc. Out of the corner. Walking the tightrope, Lucia Lopez double teamed. Back over, Nizlova 3. Got it! Lots of Blues fans in attendance tonight. And the lead is cut to 5. Here's Neufeld. Simpson feeds it. Cook, long shot. Off the rim. Out of bounds. Blues ball with 2:11 to go. Fed inside to Lopez, and she is fouled on her way. Lucia Lopez starting to heat up in the late stages of the quarter. Making her PACWEST debut tonight, she's already had a massive impact for the Blues. Back to within a basket. Here's Holweg. Back over to Shields. Holweg the screen. Shields 3. Off back iron. Blues will retain possession. Mariners starting to show cracks so far. Here comes Lopez again, off the rim. Rebound Holweg. Here comes Sprott. And off to Cook. Top of the arc for Shields. Shields trying to feed it inside. Underneath is Sarah Cook! Massive basket for VIU's morale. Nizlova out of the far corner. No good. Off a crazy bounce that comes back out. Nizlova gonna try it again. It's taken away by Shields. Sammy Shields trying to come down the line, and she lays it in! The Blues will not go gentle. Still a 7-point game. Here comes Parkin, sent back out. Lopez mid-range shot, no good. Rebound Neufeld. Sprott trying to feed it. Holweg lost the handle. Blues ball. Down by 7. 23 seconds to go in the third quarter here on PACWEST TV. Both teams are getting up there in fouls. VIU has 4 to Capilano's 3. Tomlinson gets taken down as it rolls out of bounds. Tomlinson looks to be okay. A lot of family ties across both Blues rosters. Lauren Tomlinson, the fifth-year guard out of Port Moody. Daughter of Ross Tomlinson. He was the assistant coach on the Blues women's side last season. Serves in the same capacity for the men this season. Within 5. Here comes Shields. Mariners have to hurry. Step back, 3! Didn't have the willpower. The Mariners will have 10 more minutes to protect a 5-point lead and gain ground in the race for a first-round bye. You're watching VIU Mariners basketball on PACWEST TV. After 3 quarters, the Mariners only lead by 5. They've got a chance to increase their lead here. As they prepare for an inbound, just 4 seconds into the final stanza. Here's Cox, and off to Cook. What a night she's had. Here she is again, another 3, no good. Rebound is Lova. Lova in motion, behind the back, feeds it over. Manson thinks about a 3, gets it back over to Lova. Long shot! Back to a 3-point game. Here's Cook, bounces it inside to Holweg. Holweg had it poked away. Shot clock at 9. Holweg trying to go up, and she gets fouled. Chris Weimer can't believe it. Mariners have a slightly larger cushion now. Keyhole, like one of the closest things this VIU roster has to a conventional big. I had the chance to speak with Tony Bryce before the game. He said that trying to outsize Capilano was a fool's errand. Very few players on the Mariners taller than 6 feet. Kaya Simpson, the only one with that distinction. He's preached VIU's identity as a shooting team, and they've more than lived up to that so far. Shot clock winding down as Tegan Manson gets taken down. Sarah Cook goes to help her up. Mia Parkin preparing for the inbound. Here comes Manson into the mid-range. Fed underneath, Lucia Lopez! Blues have looked dominant so far this quarter. Far cry from the first half where it was all VIU. Shot clock running down. Holweg into the mid-range, has to put it up. Tried to draw a foul. Refs didn't believe her. Here comes Parkin, sidestep, kicks it out, and Islova out of the corner, swings it all the way over, and it's taken away by Shields. Here comes Sammy Shields, all alone, off the glass! Sammy Shields! Sarah Cook heading to the line. What a night she's had. Not surprising for the two-sport athlete out of LaConner, Washington. Played both basketball and volleyball at Skagit Valley Community College. Recorded 20 kills and 20 digs in last year's NWAC title game to lead the Cardinals to a championship. Here comes Tomlinson. Blues trying to cut into a 6-point deficit. Here comes Manson. Manson feeds it out, and Islova, sidestep, long shot. Off back iron as Holweg blows the tire. Cox gets the rebound, and the Mariners will retain it. Blues are getting up there in fouls with 7.5 to go in the game. Shields, immediate three, got it! Sammy! Here's Tomlinson. Fed to Coffin into the mid-range. Back over Manson. Setting the screen for Nizlova. Another screen, Coffin, Nizlova pull up three, up and over. Cox is able to get the rebound. Mariners starting to pull away. Here comes Cox, full head of steam. Didn't quite have the elevation as it goes out of bounds. It'll be Blues ball. .650 to go here in the game. Mariners lead the Blues 54-45. Mariners ranked 12th in the country as Maddie Coffin does some work along the boards. It's a surprise that Capilano isn't ranked with how well they've played all season. One of the top defensive teams in the country. Here comes Trista Thorne looking to undo what I said about Capilano's good defense. And Shields immediately a takeaway. What else can she do? Back to a double-digit lead for the Mariners. Under 6 to go. DeFondemere, relentless defense from Thorne. Across the line. Diving for it was Lauren Tomlinson, but it will not matter. Timeout, Chris Weimer. For anyone interested in attending tomorrow's games, you'll be admitted free entry if you bring a new and unwrapped toy for the Nanaimo Toy Drive, making sure that no kid goes without a gift this holiday season. As an update on the out-of-town scoreboards, Douglas leads Camosun 48-34. CBC leading Okanagan 67-49. I see you doing that dance behind your monitor. Don't lie to me. Under 6 to go. Mariners lead by 11. Offensive foul. Mariners regain possession. Exactly the kind of thing you want to avoid if you're Chris Weimer. Five and a half to go. Coffin trying to keep it inside. Mariners will hold on to it. Last to touch it was Casiel Penalosa. Here's Cox again. Off the inbound from Thorne. Mackenzie Cox and one! Mariners starting to pull away here. .5:21 to go in the fourth quarter. We would like to again apologize for the technical difficulties. I accidentally left the stats up, forgetting they were blank during the kids' game. I do deeply apologize for that. Just imagine how good these streams are going to be once we get an actual producer and I don't have to pull double duty. Cox can't get the extra point. Hothi is able to get the rebound. Blues playing with fire. Coffin gets it out. Tegan Manson coming down the line. Sent to the corner. DeFondemere. Long shot, no good. Cox is able to get the loose change. Mariners trying to put this one away. Out to the corner. Demi Shields trying to feed it inside. Simpson couldn't hold on to it. Men's match coming up in half an hour. For those still in the mood for PACWEST basketball. Shields, another three! Off the rim. Hothe gets the rebound. Here comes Mia Parkin. She's been out there seemingly all night. Here's Shields. Double teamed. Cox, top of the arc, hand off Shields again. Here's Thorne, inside Simpson. Shot clock at 8. Simpson, mid-range shot. Off back iron. Rebound Parkin. Parkin, diving for it. Kaya Simpson gets it out. Here comes Shields again. She's had her fair share of fast breaks tonight. Tried to get another. And the Blues will get possession back with 4 minutes to go. Down by 13. Here comes Parkin again. Hothe over to Fondomir for a shot. Coffin tried to get the rebound. Mariners get it. After the out of bounds. Here comes Cox again. Cox trying to keep it inside. The underhand! Couldn't get it to fall, but she's going to get two in a different way. Mia Parkin, one foul away from fouling out. The Mariners have had their struggles from the free throw line this half. But with a 14-point lead, that's all the cushion you could realistically ask for with 3:29 to go. Here come the Blues again. Looking to reinsert themselves into title conversations, taken away. And who else? Sammy Shields! What a night! What a game for the Port Coquitlam native. Here's Shields again, poked out. Thorne's able to get to it. Simpson shakes off a check to the corner. Cox three, off the rim. Rebound Neufeld, comes back out. Shields to the corner, Neufeld again. Back over to Shields. Shot clock at 7. Trista Thorne, top of the arc. Works her way into the mid-range. Euro step, off the glass, Trista Thorne! Fed out of bounds. Several subs preparing to come in for both sides. Newhouse preparing for the inbounds. Former teammate of Jay DeFondemier at Split Second Basketball Academy. Blues have a lot of work to do if they want to win. And one for Serena Hothe. The former Langara Falcon. One of her ex-teammates, Rachel Labrador, standing near center. Back to a 15-point game, just over 2 to go. Here comes Sprott. Most everyone in motion. Top of the arc, here's Labrador. Feeds it to Neufeld. Back inside, Simpson. Simpson over to Bentley. Bentley trying to find room. Shot clock at 5. Allison Bentley up and over, no good. Rebound Newhouse. Newhouse gets it to Tomlinson. Under 2 to go, Mariners lead by 15. Newhouse double teamed. Out of bounds. Mariners will get possession. 1:43 to go. Sprott and off Labrador. Has it taken away by Tomlinson. Here comes Newhouse. Poked out again. Blues get possession. Offensive foul on Simpson. $1:30 to go in the game. Mariners in no immediate danger of a loss. Newhouse from the corner, and she drains it. Here's Sprott. Bentley trying to find a lane. As it's stripped, Mariners retain possession, I believe. Here's Bentley. Bentley over to Sprott. She finds Labrador. Bounces it inside to Simpson. Labrador in motion, she gets it back. Shot clock at 3. Trying to feed it inside, and it's taken away. Sheeman over Tomlinson, straight away 3. Off back iron. Rebound Simpson. Sprott, top of the arc. Poked out of bounds. Blues retain possession. They claim Bentley touched it first. 34.9 to go. It's not hard to see what the Mariners are trying to do here. They're trying to get Rachel Labrador a bucket. That shot is blocked. Simpson gets it. Shot clock is dark. Sprott's gonna take it across center. Feeds it over, Rachel Labrador. Loose defense from Capilano. She's gonna get it over to Bentley, and she's just gonna dribble it out. A statement win for the VIU Mariners. A white and blue W against the best defensive team in the league. 65-53, your final from Nanaimo. Men's match coming up in just a bit. It'll be the emotional game for the former Mariner, Peter Lee, as he returns to Nanaimo to lead the Capilano Blues against them. So until next time, on behalf of Matt Carter, Danielle Hyde, David Forrester, Jamie McFarland, Joel Wiersma, everyone at VIU that makes a production like this happen. I'm Caleb Green saying so long, and we'll see you next time.